Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Nerdpocalypse Podcast. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Micah.
Hey.
All right, guys, we're back. It's just the two of us this week. So let's jump right in. Micah, you watched Ted Lasso. Is only the first episode out, or is it the whole season?
No, Apple doesn't do that because Apple's smart.
Yeah,
they want you to keep coming back into their service.
Yep.
They're not going to put 10 episodes of a 30-minute TV show out.
That should be done in a weekend.
Right. First episode, Ted Lasso. Ted Lasso's back, and I really enjoy it. It's something that I feel like I need right now, as I am firmly in my midlife crisis, and I just want to be happy. I just want to, I want to see like happy stuff.
Yeah.
And this is more the same. It's still like that hint of sadness,
mm-hmm.
but wrapped in a hug. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
These people do a very good job of balancing emotions and manipulating the viewer into the emotions that they want you to have, but then very quickly, like, before you get too sad, like, here's a folksy, feed two birds with one scone idiot. You know what I mean? And then you're like, oh, I can't be sad. It's Ted,
Right. It's brilliant in that way. It really is.
It is. It's very, very good. Brilliant is the correct word, not genius. I'm getting tired of people calling things genius. More on that later, maybe. But it's good to be back in this world. Nate is he's the manager of West Ham, and he is I think he's still a little in over his head. You see in the first season, you see flashes of old Nate, but then he steels himself, mm-hmm. because he's like, well, no, fuck this. Like I got a job to do, right? And I'm very interested to see where this goes. At one point, Ted's son says, but you and Nate can still be friends, right? Like, I know you guys are on opposite teams, but you can still be friends, right? So and Ted's like, yeah, of course. So I'm wondering how their relationship is going to play. Also, like, and you can tell this is, so there were always going to be 3 seasons of Ted Lasso, mm-hmm. right? Like, that was the creator's intention. And each season would be the structure of the act of a play, right? So the first act, season 1, is very happy and upbeat and jovial. And yes, they face adversity, but they, you power through it, right? The second act of a 3-act play is usually the darker one. And that's what this was, right? This is that season 2 of this was episode 5 of Star Wars, right? Yeah. Like, and we quite literally end on one of the characters turning to the dark side. Yeah, and episode 3, that character in Star Wars is redeemed. So I'm very curious if Nate will be kind of redeemed, or if Ted gets a fire lit under him, because his son, I mean, I'm kind of spoiling it, but his son at one point, he's talking to him because he got to see him, and right. And Ted is like, what the hell right? And Ted's like, what am I doing here, right? And his son is like, you're there to win. And Ted's like, well, win is not everything, right? And his son is like, yeah, but you got to try, right? Right. Like, you can't just be there and just be like, well, just to play the game. Like, no, man, you play a game to win. Like, you play a game to have fun, but ultimately you're playing it because you want to win.
Yeah, they're keeping score for a reason.
Right. So I hope that this lights a fire under Ted's ass, and he is playing to win, because he's not like stupid anymore, right? Like, he knows the rules of the game. He's been there long enough. So I'm hoping that we see a little more fire in Ted. But yeah, man, this is really. I'm glad it's back. Look, Shrinking is about to be over. I think this week. So I'm very glad that Ted Lasso is back to kind of keep this really good TV train going with Apple.
Okay. All right, there you go. And you watched History of the World Part 1, Episode 1.
Yeah, so this is a series on Hulu. It is a sequel to History of the World Part 1, which was never meant to have a sequel. Like the Part 1 thing was just a gag. Yeah. And I mean, look, do you like Mel Brooks? Do you like Mel Brooks' comedy?
Then you'll like is this going to work for the modern generation? Because I feel like that would probably be a bit of a hurdle.
I think it'll work for you, right? I'll tell you one skit from episode 1. Okay, one skit. Kumail Nanjiani is he is the man who created the Kama Sutra, right? But so you're laughing already, right? Oh, okay, you're laughing already, but. He's pitching it to people, right? He's pitching it to the people who are going to like publish the Kama Sutra. But his idea is the Kama Sutra, where you have a bunch of sexual positions that are best paired with certain soups.
That's fucking ridiculous.
It's fucking ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. And they're going through... And they're going through all the different types of sexual positions and the soups that would pair well with them and the justification for pairing the soup with the sexual position. It's so stupid, but it's so funny and it's absurd. So Terrence, stay away.
Yeah, no, I don't see Terrence as a big Mel Brooks fan at all. Actually.
But yeah, man, It's look, I like the first episode. I'll continue to watch it. It's only a half an hour. It's you know, you can kind of burn through them, and if you don't like them, you only wasted a half an hour, right? So, but yeah, I do like it.
Okay, all right.
Look, man, my wife.
A lot this week.
I watched a lot, man. My wife.
Well, actually, it's been 2 weeks because we were off last week, so yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So my wife, my wife's not very good at dropping hints, right? You know, when she wants something done, she'll be like, hey, the neighbors did this, right? Like, oh, all right. Well, I know what that means, right? Like, I got to do it. And she was like, hey, I was talking to our neighbor and she said that, when her husband needs to just kind of get away from the family, he goes to this local lodge, up the street from us. And she knows I ain't going to no fucking lodge with my neighbors, right? Yeah. I ain't going to
the local lodge. Moose lodge where you're going to be the hunted.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, I've seen that movie. I'm fine. But I caught the hint, right? Oh, I need to get a life, right? I need to get out the house every once in a while, right? Wow. Fine, right? So I said, all right, well, all the movies that you don't want to see, I'm going to go to the theater to see them by myself, because I love going to the movies by myself during the day. It's amazing. So I said, all right, Scream 6 is out. I've never seen Scream 4 and 5. Let me start with Scream 5. Probably should have started with Scream 4. Everyone says that that's low key one of the good ones. But I watched Scream 5. Look, I like the Scream franchise. Have you seen Scream?
I've seen Scream 1 and 2. I think that's it.
Those are the ones.
I may have seen 3, and I feel like I feel strongly that I've only seen the first 2 actually.
Yeah, you would remember 3 not being as good as 1 and 2. I really like Scream. The first movie holds up. I think it's great. Yeah. It quite frankly revitalized the slasher genre and brought it into the 90s where it kind of died in the 80s. I think it's great. I think the reveal is great. I think all the characters are great. Scream 2, the problem with Scream is it's a trick that you can only really pull off once.
Yeah.
and they tried to pull it off 5 more times. I would argue that Scream 2, okay, a little derivative, but it was enjoyable. And the whodunit, who was behind the Ghostface mask, I like the reveal. That's another reason why I like these. They're whodunits. They're slasher whodunits. Like, who is Ghostface, right? Scream 3 was not good. Scream 4 I didn't see. Scream 5. Scream 5 is a reboot slash sequel. It's a reboot slash sequel. So all the characters, from the original Scream, not all of them, but most of them,
the major ones,
are there. Scream 5 is the Force Awakens of the Scream franchise.
Okay.
In that, the Force Awakens was very much episode 4, but new, right?
Yeah.
Scream 5 is Scream 1, but new. Same beats. If you know your Scream lore, you probably are gonna figure out who Ghostface is, right?
Right.
It's got legacy characters, and it's a good time. It's fine. It's not as good as the original, but it's serviceable. Scream 6 is dumb, and it is. and even if Scream 6 follows the beats of Scream 2, so if you are up on your Scream lore, you will probably guess who Ghostface is. But even if you don't, you'll probably guess who Ghostface is, because it's kind of dumb. And what's kind of messed up is, like, it begins the movie kind of subverting expectations, right? Every Scream starts with a phone call, right? This one, Scream 6, starts with a phone call. But it's kind of a fake out, right? Because it's a phone call at a restaurant. And she's just like, oh yeah, hold on, right? And then we pan and we see Samara Weaving. Okay, well, I mean, Samara Weaving's in a Scream. A blonde woman's in a Scream. Like, and she's getting a phone call. We kind of know what's going to happen to her, right?
You're going to get stabbed in the titty. Like, that's what's going to happen.
And there are issues with the phone call, but, spoiler alert, she gets killed because it's a cold open of a Scream movie, and an attractive woman is in it. They're going to die. But then we see Ghostface take the mask off.
Wait,
and you
what?
see who kills Samara Weaving. And I'll just leave it at that, right? Like, I'm like, oh, okay. Like, my expectations have been, right, exactly. My expectations have been subverted, right? What do we do now? Oh, we re-subvert them? We vert them?
So wait, do they then go back to the whodunit narrative by the characters in the movie? Well, that's not interesting, because you're supposed to be on the journey with them.
Right. So it's not, this movie, Scream 6 is very scared, and it's not, and it's kind of dumb. It's a good time, right? Like, there's some good kills in it. But it's just, I can't go into details without spoiling it if you want to watch it. It's a good time, but just,
I feel like people were excited. I was personally excited by the trailer because I've never seen the Ghostface with the blicky. Like, it was a little wild. Like, why does he have a gun? Like, Jesus Christ.
Right, exactly. It's like, like, stab, right? Like,
like, that's your whole thing. He's like, nah, not today.
Not today. It's got some good kills. It's got some legacy characters. It's a little afraid to kind of go there, though. So yeah, it's I would wait till it hits streaming. No need to rush out to see this. Creed 3. Creed 3 is the second best Creed movie. I'll put it that way.
I mean, obviously Creed 2 and then Creed 3, right? And then Creed 1.
Creed 3 is good. It's fun. It's the directorial debut from Michael B. Jordan, and he's a big it's not a bad start. But it's got some script problems. And I would love to. Have we done the Creed movies on Black Cinema?
No. We might have done the first one. We might have done the first one. I'll have to look, but
we might have to do these. We definitely should do Creed 3 because I want to talk to you about it. We'll do all three of them. But I want to talk to you about Creed 3 because it's got some issues where it feels like this should have been maybe 2 or 3 movies. Like this story. Like this story should have been.
Oh, that's because that should have been. So you're thinking this could have been the Creed trilogy.
Yeah, and they crammed it all into one movie. Jonathan Majors is excellent in it, but there's not enough.
Shocking fucking news,
right? But there's not enough of him in it.
Really? That's a wild thing to say. I'm surprised,
especially because of like the story beat. Like he just got out of jail, right?
We have not. By the way, we have not done any of the Creed movies.
All right, we might have to do the Creed movies. He had just got out of jail, right? He's a nobody, but the script contrives a way for him to fight for the heavyweight championship, and that's
the one thing in the trailer I was like, man, he sure has gotten really high in the boxing ranks for just being a nobody 5 seconds ago. Like that's a bit weird. Right. Like how long does this move? Like what's the amount of time that this takes place?
It's not long. He's like, hey, I want to fight for the heavyweight championship. And Creed is essentially Don King in this movie. And it's like, yo, I can't do that, yo. But the movie contrives the way for it to happen. Mm-hmm. And it's I feel like if this movie had a little more time, if it had more room to breathe, if it was even just 2 movies, we could see this could be more believable. But we needed more Jonathan Majors. Also, like, no offense to Michael B. Jordan, right? Like, I like that guy. He seems like a really nice guy, right? Like, his acting ability is not great, and you can really tell when you're standing opposite Jonathan Majors, yo. Yeah. Like,
that was one of my fears. Is that, again, this is a thing I've talked about before, and again, it's not a slam on Michael B. Jordan. I think
it's not.
Like I really do like him. I actually like him as an actor, right? But I think he does not have the ability to elevate a script. He doesn't. Majors does. Yeah. Like he does. And I mean, you put that guy in anything. Like it could be the most ridiculous. He's fighting a guy who controls ants, for God's sake, and he comes off as being like larger than life. So he has that ability, like to just take up space in a different way as an actor. Yeah, if there's script problems in Creed, especially if it's feeling rushed in a lot of ways, I could see that being a problem for Jordan. That's too bad. But I mean, all in all, you enjoyed it though.
I did enjoy it. It's fun, man. Look, it's fun. If you can hand wave a lot of like the contrivances, you're gonna have a good time. The fight scenes, I think there were like 3 of them. They're amazing. Right? Yeah. Like they are amazing. And everyone knows like Michael B. Jordan's a big anime guy and he's taken like influences from anime into his fight scenes and he positions the camera in ways that that I haven't necessarily seen in a boxing movie before. Nice. It's it's very the fight scenes are very good, man. They're worth the wait. I enjoyed them. They feel fresh, which is very odd in a series that is 9 movies deep, or 8 movies deep.
No, you're right. 9 movies because there were 6 Rocky movies, not in 5.
Yeah, so these fights feel fresh for a 9 movie series about boxing, and like just like any type of sports combat movie. Like these feel fresh, so it's a good directorial debut. Just a little bit of scripting problems, but I did enjoy it.
All right, sounds good to me. All right, let's have a conversation just on. We're gonna just have a review of The Last of Us season 1. That season is fully over. All 9 episodes are out now on HBO Max, and HBO in general. let's talk about what we thought of the series overall, and then actually, you know what? Let's start here. Let's talk about episode 9, the finale. If you haven't watched the finale of Last of Us, you may want to fast forward, and then we'll jump back and talk about overall our thoughts on the series. Look, I am not played the games. I've seen it, like I've seen clips of the game and stuff like that, but I've not played it. I did know the general premise of what was going to happen at the end of episode 9. So I wasn't like shocked. I loved it. I loved it. I thought it was real. It felt like a video game in some regards, as he's like, nah, fuck that, I'm gonna kill everybody type of thing. But I didn't think it was that crazy. Like, it feels like the exact right arc for that character, right? Like, you've always said about this series that they make Joel much more likable in the show than he is in the game. And that's, I take you at your word. But as Joel is portrayed in this, I think his actions make complete sense. Like, they don't feel outlandish at all. And also, like, I get it. Like, I understand. Like, the whole point is like the human dilemma of, would you sacrifice, for all intents and purposes, your daughter for humanity? And I think the vast majority of people would say no. They just wouldn't. So it was interesting. I like the ending a lot. It's brutal and it's fucked up. And like, I can see the immediate reaction being like completely divided. But I think that's what makes good TV in a lot of ways, that everybody doesn't necessarily come down on the same point.
So the ending is the ending. And while I enjoy the story, I still think that this is the best way to consume this story. This show is the best way to consume this story, not the game.
Yeah.
I do have issues with the ending, man. I really do.
From Jesus.
From nitpicky, from like ticky tack nitpicky stuff to character stuff.
Okay, go for it.
Nitpicky stuff. Marlene, like, why are you telling Joel what you're doing? Okay.
Yeah, that seems like a mistake.
Yeah. Also, like, if I see Joel act like that, like, where is she? Where is she? Like, I'm not just gonna let Joel walk out, because you know what Joel can do. Like, maybe she told him because she didn't realize the bond that they developed. So the events of the story take place over approximately 1 year, and maybe she didn't realize, right? Like, they developed this thing, right? Because when she last met Joel, he was just like,
I don't give a fuck.
Fuck is this kid? Right. I don't give a fuck about this kid. Like, I'm doing it because I have to, right? So she told him, okay, if you see Joel act like, where is she? Where is she? Where is she?
Nah.
You may not want to let Joel just walk away. Like, I understand you don't necessarily want to kill Joel specifically because
you gotta go, bro. Like, you get a little too angry,
right? I understand you don't want to, but don't let him walk out. Don't let him walk out of here, Don't let him walk out. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Put his pack
on the other side of the road and just leave him. Like, don't do that. That's a mistake.
Look, man. So my biggest thing about the ending is, I think people are looking at it, rightly so, with their heart. And it is, and that's what good art does, right? Like, it evokes emotion.
Right.
But this character is not a good person. And
no.
the Fireflies are not good people. The only good person in this entire story is Ellie.
Yes.
And what the Fireflies and what Joel, what they do, each in different ways, is they take Ellie's agency away from her.
Yeah.
The Fireflies see her as just a commodity, right? They don't see her as a person. Joel sees Ellie as, it's weird because at points Joel sees her kind of as an equal, because Ellie and yes, she is a surrogate daughter. She's meant to be a surrogate daughter, but she is not his daughter. And like, I understand, right? Like, and also tangent, another weird thing that people are doing is they're saying, well, as a parent, I understand. Well, you shouldn't have to be a parent to understand that you shouldn't want someone to die, let alone a 14-year-old, right? Like, like that's just
everyone
weird.
should kind of understand that one as a general human thing. I agree, but I also think, I mean, the obvious metaphor there, or the connection there, is this parent-child relationship, right? So I get it.
It's a surrogate.
I get it.
I get it. I get it. But Joel, and in this moment, Joel also robs Ellie of her agency, because Joel doesn't just take her and try to work things out. No, he's like, fuck you, doctor, bam, right? Unhook her. I'm gonna take her, right? And that was wrong. And Joel knows it's wrong. How do I know Joel knows it's wrong? Because he lies to her about it. That's my big thing about Joel as a character. I understand the bond that you have. I understand you not wanting to sacrifice this girl. I get it, yo. I get it. I understand dooming humanity because you think you love someone. But at the end of the day, Joel, he lies to Ellie because he knows that what he did is wrong, and he's lying to justify his actions. And it's like, well, sometimes parents lie to kids in order to protect them. Who's he protecting her from? Who?
I mean, you could make the argument that his fear is that Ellie would choose to die.
I understand that, but guess what? I mean, it's her choice.
Yeah, it is. But like, at the same time, okay, your son, right? I like, and I hate to bring up our own children.
No, but you can't, because that's not my child. I didn't raise that child from a young age. Yeah, I've spent 1 year with that child, 1 year with that person. Okay. And look, if we're playing the what if game,
right?
If Joel had his daughter with him, and they went on this journey together with Ellie, I guarantee you, Joel would justify to Sam that Ellie has to die for humanity. So I understand.
So? Yeah, I mean, that's a bit different, because it would matter whether or not he then saw that bond, right? Like Joel's connection to Ellie. And I'm not saying this like you don't understand. I know you obviously get it. But Joel's connection to Ellie is 100% connected to the fact that he lost his own daughter, right? Like, if Joel had never had a daughter, I'm not sure that outcome happens. Right. Like, I think it would maybe, like, you don't know, but the way the characters are written, he sees, like, there's that moment where he's going to, like, I forget which episode it was when they're in that, like, town or whatever. And, like, he basically kind of has a flash of Ellie, of his own daughter, Sam, being killed. And he's like, no, not this time. Like, I stood by and let that happen, being trusting, and now I'm not going to, right? So their connection is deeply connected to Sam's death. So it's hard to say if Sam was still alive, would he still have that bond with the second kid or whatever? I don't know. But possibly, right? But we don't know.
Maybe. I mean, maybe he develops humanity as he's going around killing people. Right.
I mean, but I think the whole idea of, I don't want to say people have largely missed the point of the show, because that makes me sound like I think I'm smarter than everybody. I don't think that. I know that. I'm just kidding. But I think that the killing at the end is not the point. I think the point is that humans are fucking messy and that it is not easy to just be human, even in a situation that seems super clear fucking cut from the outside where you go, yeah, dude, you can save all humanity. But at the same time, it's not just being a parent. It's, would you as a regular person sacrifice a child?
Right.
Period. And people, and look, I hate to say this because I get annoyed at being annoyed by the internet, but a lot of people are full of shit. That was fucked up. You would probably do the same thing. You might try to escape. Man, maybe you wouldn't go on a murder spree. I'll give you that. But I don't think most people would just sacrifice the life of a kid. They just
and I don't want people to think that that's what I think.
No, I think that's what you think. I'm kidding.
I'm talking about the way the ending is structured. And what pissed me off in the game is that me as a player, my agency is robbed also.
Yeah,
my agency is robbed, bro. Like I can't I would, me as a person, I would not have just immediately shot that doctor. I would.
Yeah, that was the one death. All the other like guards or whatever, I was like, yeah, whatever. That's just game fodder.
At me, like,
you attacking me right now. Like I'm trying to survive. Right? Like I get that, but like the doctor, hey, what are you doing? He was like, bam. I was like, yo, come on. Maybe they find another person, an adult, like an elderly person, who can't get around, and maybe they're immune. I don't know, but like that was fucked up. Don't kill that guy. It's like that just seemed unnecessary. You can kneecap him. I'm okay with that. But like you didn't have to murder that doctor. That was fucked up.
And the game makes you the game makes you do it. And it's just like, all right, I mean, I get it. Like I have to get to the end, but like, god damn, yo, like I don't have a choice in the matter if I want to finish this story. And I lost my agency and it's all about me. So but no, but like I get it. I get the ending. I really do. Yeah. And I think it's good. I think I am pissed at Joel as a character because he lied to Ellie. He did all this, and it may seem kind of like why do I care that he lied? He lied to Ellie, and that to me shows me that he doesn't see Ellie as an individual. That solidified the fact that he only sees her as a representation of his failure. And
that's a very good point. That's a very good point.
And the fact that he can't tell her that, it's not like Ellie is just like a random kid, right? Like Ellie has grown up. Ellie's like Bane. She was born in this darkness, right?
Right.
She can handle it. She's murdered. She's had to murder people. She can handle it.
The woman she loved, by the way. The girl she loved.
Right. Yeah. Right. The fact that Joel lies to Ellie about it, that is what makes me hate Joel. That right there and that alone. I can justify and hand wave everything else. But for people wondering why I don't like Joel as a character, the fact that he lied to Ellie is the thing that seals it for me.
Now, he eventually does tell her. Isn't that correct? Like in the game, he eventually does. I think in the second game he does.
I didn't play the second game just because, the actual gameplay of The Last of Us is not my cup of tea. And I haven't watched. I might go back and watch the stories. Do you know anything about the second game?
No, I don't. But I did see a thing. I'm pretty sure I saw a thing about like the moment he actually tells Ellie. I think so.
I think he does. And I'll just leave it at that because I don't know. If you want to know, you can go find out. But season 2 will probably follow a majority of the events of the second game. And there are a couple big things that happen in that game that I don't want to spoil for people. But
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, look, I liked it. I thought it was good. But as an overall series, I thought it was
great. Yeah,
it was excellent.
Yeah, it was great.
Like look, HBO don't miss. They don't miss.
I wanted to come in and just be like, this is mediocre, just like the fucking game. But the best part of that game is the story, and that's what you're seeing on screen is the story. And yeah,
I'm telling you, man,
it's good.
This is a watershed moment, and not be video games as adaptations. That's not what I mean. This is a watershed moment for that genre, because this is going to affect every serious adaptation that comes after it. A video game adaptation. This will affect it.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're planning for God of War, but if they were like, well, let's make it a little bit light. Nope. Throw that in the trash. Make this shit serious and make it work, right? Take it serious. BioShock, if you were planning on doing that half-ass, nope. You better go get a good script. Because all people can go is, well, this was no Last of Us, right? Like, you better, if you're adapting stuff with great stories, and BioShock and God of War have great stories, you better come correct. Because this, I mean, it's a little unfair because, one, it's HBO. Two, it's the dude who did Chernobyl. Like, it's not really fair to those other shows. Jesus Christ. But come correct, because this is going to have a massive effect on just how those type of things are adapted. And I say that in a positive way. Like, I hope that we get stuff that's this intriguing and this interesting. So,
yeah,
good. Fine by me. And last but not least, just real quick, latest episode of The Mandalorian, season 3, episode 3. Boy, do you see the effects of Andor in this episode.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, they were just like, we're just gonna take a chunk of the episode and like do this other story. I'm like, what the fuck is this? One, why is this episode so long? God damn, it's like an hour. I didn't like that. Like, I didn't mind the story. Like, I thought the story was done well, but like, this is Mandalorian. Like, Andor is a different show. Like, I'm in it when it's Andor, but like, I didn't like that. I was like, nah, this feels wrong. I did not care for that. Like, it didn't work for me.
I came to see the Mandalorian, not the
20
scientist.
minutes. It's like fucking Saint Elsewhere. Like, get this shit out of here. Like, no. A medical drama, get out of here. No. But the stuff about Mando I thought was great. That was fun.
Look, I appreciated what the story. I appreciated the story. I appreciated the fact that, like, I find it interesting, the idea of what happened to the people who worked for the Empire now that the war is over. That's an interesting question to have. And it's an interesting question that could have been answered in Andor.
Yeah. Well, no, not timeline wise, but
not timeline wise, but in something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was weird. It was weird to take a chunk out of Mando for this. Like, it was just bizarre. Like, what are we doing?
Like, while I appreciated it, I don't want like half the season to be that either.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
Like,
or go ahead.
I'm super, like, I'm into this space Western. I'm into Din and Bo-Katan and their story. Like, right. I hope Katie Sackhoff is a regular this season.
Dude, her costume looks so fucking good.
I mean, look. Katie Sackhoff is one of the sci-fi crushes, right? Like,
yeah.
Like, is her, is Deanna Troy, is 7 of 9, right? Like, like those are the women, right?
Yeah.
And I really like her and I really like Bo-Katan as a character.
Yeah.
She's dope, yo. So I hope that she's a series regular this season. And I hope we get to see more of those two interacting, because, like,
yeah, they were kind of fun.
It was just weird. Yeah, and it was just weird, yo. It was just weird.
Yeah, I was like, I'm sorry, what is happening? Like, I was super confused. It's like, did I click on the wrong thing? Like, did I hit my remote and it's on a different Star Wars show that I was unaware of? It was just bizarre. It was just really weird. That being said, in reference to the stuff happening, like, in the core of the story of the show, the normal part of the show. Look, like you always say, I just like action movies and, in my movies to show me something I haven't seen. I can tell you I have never seen in the middle of a Star Wars dogfight one of the fucking characters jumping out of the craft of the other one to get into another craft to then start out and helping them. That was dope as fuck. Like, it was super cool, man. I was like, oh shit, that was a clever ass idea. Also, Bo-Katan's ship doing that turn in the middle of the fight was dope as fuck. Like, that was really cool.
Yeah.
And as that entire scene is going on, like when they go from space onto the planet, all I could keep saying to myself was, man, Star Wars is still top tier. Like, when Star Wars is good, it's great. Like I feel like those kind of moments, like that dogfight scene on the planet, I was just like, yeah, when it's good, it's great, man. Like, I like that Andor has a seriousness and it's like deep and like really like digging at like the core issues of that franchise, or not issues, but the core like messages and stuff like that. And as much as I love that, I also love a good spacecraft dogfight because that shit is fun too. Like, it does make Star Wars really feel top tier when those two kind of like two different types of perspectives in the same universe are running so well, as long as you don't try to mix them because it doesn't work. Stop doing that. Please let this be a lesson. That was not cool. Don't do that anymore. But otherwise, a great episode. Really fun. And I'm interested to see that now Bo-Katan is considered, a part of this cult, so to speak. She was enjoying the idea of like the accolades and like the camaraderie of having the other Mandalorians there. So that'll be interesting to see what she does with that. Also, in that moment when they all show up and they're all hanging out, I even said out loud to myself, I was like, I would have been okay if this show was called The Mandalorians and it was just about a sect of Mandalorians. Like, that actually would have been cool. You have like one or two standout leaders or whatever. You could still have Din there, but like that actually would have been kind of cool. Like, there's just like that entire group of characters just seems very very interesting. Though it'd be a little hard to have a show where everyone has a helmet on. Like, it would be a little weird. It'd be a little weird. All right, let's jump into topics since we got a lot checked out.
All right, the Penguin, the show on the limited series on HBO Max, has found its Salvatore Maroni. He's going to be played by Lex Luthor. Clancy Brown,
Yes.
who many of you listening, or at least of a certain age, will recognize his voice as the voice of Lex Luthor. Yes, Lex Luthor is in fact a white guy in the the Superman animated series.
Don't believe Micah.
For some reason, everyone is like, well, he's black because he's got lips and olive skin and bald and a deep voice.
Played by a white man.
No, he's a white guy. He's Clancy Brown. Clancy Brown is one of those actors that he's a character actor, man. Like, he's one of those, that guy, right?
Yeah,
he's one of those guys. And yeah. Look, I'm fine with Clancy Brown being in anything. I'm still I'm not all the way in on this Penguin limited series yet.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll see a trailer. Maybe that'll change my mind. But I like the Penguin. I like the idea of fleshing out the world. It just, I gotta kind of be talked into this.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I'm excited to see what they do because I love the Batman. I thought it was great. It's interesting. There was a tweet that said somebody, some sort of, I don't know, Batman contract expert was like, well, Robert Pattinson is rumored to show up in this, but he can't show up as Batman because the TV rights are tied up with X, Y, and Z company. He could only possibly show up as Bruce Wayne. And James Gunn just responded directly to it, was like, that is not correct. Like, that's not true at all. So there's a chance that he could show up as Batman, which is kind of fun. Like the idea of, I think, making him a lesser character but kind of like what Batman should be is like a shadowy character, and having him show up like once or twice in the series, like knock somebody fucking out for a reason. I think that's kind of fun. Like leave the movies to developing him as this, real person, but in the show, just have him show up as like a fucking ghostly figure, like that terrorizes the shit out of Gotham. That would be kind of a dope idea.
He should be a guy that is, like you said, spoke about in whispers, and it should be like he should be like Waldo in Where's Waldo in every episode. Like there's Batman, like just kind of stalking people, right?
Yeah.
As part of an investigation that leads into the next movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's like actually a clever idea.
If all this stuff is going to be connected, like let's do it. Let's do it right. Right. If you're going to do it right, if you're going to connect everything, like do it, man.
That actually is a really clever idea. I like that.
Yeah. So let's see what they do. I'm waiting on a trailer. Yeah. A series adaptation of Gattaca is in development at Showtime. Exact plot details on the series are still under wraps, but sources say that Alex Ganza is attached to serve as the showrunner and executive producer. He and his partner Howard Gordon co-created the show with Craig Borton, who also produces. So I've never seen Gattaca.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I've never seen it. It's one of my sci-fi lists of shame.
Okay, so here's the thing. I was just going to say that I know that you have seen Gattaca because we saw this. We were taken to see this in high school in our biology class.
Did we?
Yes. You must have missed out. Well, so you got a zero on that test.
I don't remember.
So you failed the test. So Gattaca, if folks don't know, one, you should see it. It's a good movie. It's actually a very good movie. Maybe I need to see it. Yeah, like I feel like you've seen this. The idea is it's starring Ethan Hawke and Jude Law and Uma Thurman, and the point of the movie is that in this like near future, based on your DNA, you get to be like. You get to live like the high life, or you get to live like kind of a shit life, right? You get to go to, I think like you get to be, if your DNA is like good to go and like really great, you get to like live off planet, which is like a dream. And if your DNA sucks or has problems, then you're stuck on Earth, right? Which is like not great. And I believe it's Jude Law. I believe his character has like some level of like, I think he's in a wheelchair or he has some sort of like genetic disformity. And so he basically, or he wants to go off planet, right? But he's fine, but like his DNA is a little off. So he basically gets the DNA. He gets the DNA of like Ethan Hawke, I think, who's in a wheelchair. Like he got in a wheelchair from like an accident, right? And so he basically takes his DNA and he gets through this system of checks. Like it's this whole process. They have to like to take the DNA and synthesize it and all this other shit so that he can eventually go off planet to live his life. It's a fascinating conversation about like genetics and genetic testing and human potential and like what does that really mean? It's really, really good. I haven't seen it in a long time. I'd like to actually go back and watch before the show starts. But it is prime for this era of like where science is now. Like science clearly wasn't there in the 90s, but the science is kind of there now, where we have serious genetic testing and things like that. This could be maybe not as like highbrow and ridiculous as what was that show on HBO that got canceled? That everybody said like made them like they always felt dumber trying to watch it. With the fucking clones or whatever. Westworld. Yeah. So like, I feel like this could be to the level of like quality that Westworld is, but maybe not so heady that like it gets just confusing. Right. But yeah, Gattaca's a good movie, man. That's good. It came out I want to say it's like 1995, maybe
97 is when it came out.
97. So I was a junior in high school. Yeah. Okay. There you go. Next up.
The Last of Us passes House of the Dragon in full season viewers. The Sunday night finale averaged 8.2 million viewers across all platforms for HBO, up from the previous week of 8.1 million. Jesus. According to HBO, The Last of Us's first 6 episodes averaged 30.4 million viewers since the January 15th premiere. With the debut closing in on 40 million viewers. Yeah, I guess it was a hit. I guess people liked it. Again, this is pretty amazing for some video game property, right?
Yeah,
like, this is.
That's why I said it's a watershed moment, man.
Yeah, with something with no mainstream appeal, like as much as video games are mainstream, they're not mainstream, right? Like, your parents don't know what the fuck The Last of Us video game is. Like, it got to the point where I saw a meme of someone took a picture in a GameStop, and it was a picture of The Last of Us game, right? The Last of Us Part 1. They remade the game for like the 8th time for PlayStation 5, and they put a little note on the box, and it said, "Based on the hit TV show."
Wow, it's like when you buy a classic book and they're like, "Yo, this is a book that's been out for 75 years." They're like, "Based on the TV show." I'm like,
right, like. So, all right, man. Look. I didn't think it was going to fail, but I was ready for it to not be as good as it was. I was ready to not like it. And right. I actually really did like it. The Academy Awards happened this past weekend. Did you know that A24, the studio that we have said on this podcast is literally keeping movies interesting, is the only studio in history to win every major acting award, Best Director and Best Picture.
Wow. Wait, in 1 year, or that's got to be in 1 year? Really?
Period. They're the only one to win. They're the only one to win in a single
year
Oscar year. Yeah,
that makes sense. Year. Yeah, that's impressive as hell, though. It really is.
That is really, really impressive. Everything Everywhere All at Once took home damn near every award. I think it was nominated for 10 and it took 7 or something like that.
Yeah, it did.
So obviously Best Picture, Director, Actress, Supporting Actress, and Supporting Actor. The Whale, Brendan Fraser, won for Best Actor. Look, we're going to talk about shout out to Ruth E. Carter for winning a second Oscar. And the only black woman in history, in the history of the Oscars, to win 2 Oscars, which is real fucking sad.
It is sad. It's also really sad when you think about that it is not
for like Like
there's a part of me, like, I know it ain't right, but there's a part of me like, winning 2 awards for being the best seamstress really bothers me. Like, it really bothers me, and it shouldn't. I know that, but she's amazing.
It's a seamstress. It's a seamstress for black movies,
right?
That's why I'm not mad.
Right, like she ain't winning for the fucking help, right? Like, made the Aunt Jemima outfits. Like, come on, man. Like, girl, what the fuck? No, she won them for Black Panther and for Wakanda Forever, which is pretty awesome in its own right. But I love that she's won 2. That's amazing.
That is amazing, man. Look, we're gonna talk about Best Supporting Actress. Look, I'm gonna say something that everybody is gonna agree with, and I'm gonna say something that I think a lot of people aren't gonna agree with. Jamie Lee Curtis did not deserve to win that Oscar.
Agreed.
Angela Bassett did not deserve to win that Oscar.
Double agree. Yep. Sorry.
Look, I didn't.
She didn't. She did great.
It was a great performance. It was a wonderful performance. And if you were going to give a legacy performer an Oscar, I would have given it to Angela Bassett. But I didn't see Banshees of Inisherin. It is my understanding that woman, Carrie Condon, it is my understanding that she did a phenomenal job in that movie. I did see Everything Everywhere All at Once, was one of my favorite movies.
Bingo.
And Stephanie Hsu should have won that. She acted her ass off in that movie. And look, she ran the gamut of emotions. She was phenomenal in that movie. She deserved to win that Oscar, in my opinion.
I agree. And frankly, I don't even understand how it's fucking arguable. Like, I just don't understand how anyone saw that movie and thought that, one, Jamie Lee Curtis deserved it over her. No, she's not even in it that much, right?
Right.
And certainly didn't deserve it over her co-star. Look, again, when people were talking about Angela Bassett being should be nominated for Wakanda Forever, I didn't even agree with that. Like, I'm not sorry, I didn't, and I thought she was great. I thought her moments were fucking awesome. I didn't think it was an Oscar-worthy performance.
I think we said it on this podcast. Like, it's a great performance, but it's not necessarily an Oscar-worthy performance.
I just didn't think so. And look, at the same time, I didn't think Jamie Lee Curtis was an Oscar
certainly
performance. No, it just wasn't.
Certainly
right?
Not.
Look, let's get real. The Oscars are political in a lot of ways. The Oscars are not always about who is the most talented at the moment or in that film. Jamie Lee Curtis is a Hollywood icon. Jamie Lee Curtis has been acting for a very, very, very long time. And Jamie Lee Curtis is getting up there in age. And they thought, hey, here's a movie that is fucking nailing it. And we've got 6 nominations. Why don't we nominate Jamie Lee Curtis so she gets her nomination? Hey, why don't we give Jamie Lee Curtis her Oscar because she's getting up there and she's not going to have that many movies and chances to win an Oscar, right? And Stephanie Hsu does because she's young. And look how fucking talented she is. She's got a chance to take an Oscar in a couple of years. I get that mentality. I don't think it's fair. But I also know how Hollywood works. Look, I don't use Facebook anymore except for when I was using Facebook Marketplace recently. And I opened Facebook and I saw people having this exact conversation. And you know who said exactly what I just said? Terrence. He was like, look, that's how Hollywood works. We all know that's how it works. That's why she won. He's 100% correct, right? It doesn't mean I don't think Jamie Lee Curtis is a fun actress to watch or whatever, but I don't think I've ever seen a Jamie Lee Curtis performance that I've ever thought was an Oscar-worthy performance. And I say that before Everything Everywhere All at Once, and I say it after seeing Everything Everywhere All at Once twice. Okay, so no, I'm sorry, but I think it's a legacy thing, and I think she should. If you want to give Jamie Lee Curtis a legacy Oscar, I got no problem with that. You want to give Angela Bassett a legacy Oscar, I guess, fine. I frankly don't think that she's that old, so I think she has time. Also, if we're talking about Angela Bassett, let's get real. She should have won one for What's Love Got to Do with It. Knock it the fuck off.
Yeah.
That was the movie.
And that's usually what they do, right? They usually realize that they overlook someone for a phenomenal performance in their quote unquote, like, I won't even say prime, I'll say in their youth. Yeah. And they do a make good, right?
Right.
And honestly, that's kind of what I thought was going to happen.
I'm not surprised.
Apparently Angela Bassett thought that was going to happen because apparently there was a bunch of discourse about the way she looked. Look, I don't know what to tell you people, yo. It's okay to be disappointed about something.
Yeah, yo, it's the top of your craft. It's the top of your craft.
Right. It's recognition from your peers at the highest level. And if you want something, like, you want to win it. Like, nobody, like, yeah, it's good to be nominated. It's even better to win, guys.
Yeah. It's an honor. It's an honor to be nominated. Yeah. And it's also really cool to talk about that while holding an Oscar. Right? Like, come on, yo. Like, knock it off.
Right, man. So the whole, I've seen people, she should have stood and clapped for her. Like,
nah, you don't have to do that.
What the fuck? Yeah. I ain't gotta do all that shit. The fuck out of here.
No, you don't have to, like, to not to be too crass. You don't have to eat dick. Like, it's okay, man. Like, you're allowed to be sad. Like, you're allowed to be sad. It's the top of your crowd. Look, some of y'all didn't get Employee of the Month at Kenny's Shoes and you were mad. So knock it off, all right? Like, this is a lot bigger. That being said, somebody made the point asking about, like, our thoughts on the Oscars. What are your thoughts as far as Black folks getting mad when we get nominated and we don't win, even though they didn't see the other movies? Look, that's a real thing, yo. Like, you can't just watch one movie and call everything else bullshit. That's not fair. That's not fair to other actors, yo. Like, sometimes we're not the best. Like, it's okay. Like, relax.
I mean, I understand that mentality. What I don't understand is when it's us, right? When we say, well, we should want an Oscar because that's the white man's
that was the next. That was the next question. People say, "What do you think of that?" It's the dumbest argument. I hate, it's the dumbest argument.
Yo,
you make it every year, yo. Stop.
Yeah, just cut it out, yo. Just cut it out. We are allowed to be a part of society. Like, look, I will never understand that. I will never understand.
Look, I don't understand it, but here's the thing. I was thinking about it. I was talking to my wife about this because I was like, they make this argument every year. It drives me crazy, right? Here's how I know that argument is bullshit. Because if Angela Bassett had won, everyone would have been excited. No one would have been, black people would not have made the argument, it don't matter that she won an Oscar. It's bullshit anyway. Who gives a fuck? You'd be excited for her, which means you do think it's important. So don't dismiss its importance to black people and black actors specifically just because she didn't win. Guess what? Right. When you say that, you think that you're defending Angela Bassett. You're not. She wants to win. Like, she's not like, you know what? You're right. The BET award is more important. It isn't. I'm sorry. It's not. It's not the top of the craft. Winning an Oscar is the top of the craft. Look, people can win a Screen Actor Guild Award. They can win a Saturn Award. They can win, an Emmy or whatever. They can win all of that. The Oscar is what really is the one that fucking brings it home. It just is. It just is. It, like, you can pretend that the other ones are as equal. Like, they're not. They're not. They simply aren't. That it is the top of the craft, and it is okay to want recognition for the work that you've done. That is okay. It's not a white people thing. It's just wanting to be recognized. Again, did you dismiss when Mahershala Ali has won 2 Oscars? No, of course not. Because it was awesome that he won. Not for Green Book, but he was good in it. Ridiculous movie, but he was good in it. But it wasn't bullshit then. So if you celebrate that they win, it's okay to be disappointed when they lose. You don't have to try to dismiss the whole thing. And Micah, to your point, that's exactly right. It's okay for us to want to be a part of society. Like, you don't have to want to pull us out of it because it's not. And the thing is, it's not unfair that she didn't win. It's just unfortunate. Okay? Like, that's it. It's just unfortunate. And again, I think it's unfortunate that she didn't win 20 fucking years ago. She should have had an Oscar a long time ago. But, look, I just didn't. There was a bunch of articles like the Woman King was snubbed. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
I really need y'all to see more movies, man. Like, the Woman King was fine, but it wasn't.
It's not an Oscar-worthy film.
The Woman King was fine. It was fine.
Best Picture. Come on, yo. Look, I love us. I love us for real, but knock it off. Like, come on, knock it off. The fact that Avatar was up for Best Picture is ridiculous. Equally ridiculous.
Yeah,
equally ridiculous.
The fact that Top Gun was up for Best Picture.
Yeah, knock it off.
Ridiculous.
Knock it off.
Like, I get it. You want people to watch this thing and so you put up a couple of movies that made a lot of money because, people watched them or whatever. I get them. I get the idea.
It just makes people mad, it just makes people mad.
I heard an idea of a way to get people to watch the Oscars. And I think it's actually pretty smart, but it's do world premiere trailers at the Oscars.
Oh,
right. Like
that would get me to watch
the Super Bowl.
That would get me to watch. Actually. I hate the Oscars, but I would watch it.
I think it's a good idea, man. And but they won't do it. They'll do the same. Like the telecast was fine. Jimmy Kimmel, he was fine. He took some shots at Will Smith.
Yeah, I saw the clip of that.
Yeah, it was fine, and nothing, and it didn't. There weren't any hiccups or anything.
Right.
Like it worked.
Yeah.
So
who is your all-time favorite Oscar host? Who do you think did the best job?
The easy answer is Billy Crystal, right? Like,
yeah, it's classic.
He did a bunch of them. The problem is, like, the people that I like Ricky Gervais and Chris Rock, like, they don't, like, Hollywood doesn't like them because they're not afraid to call balls and strikes, like, they're not afraid to knock these people down a peg. I mean, there's a bunch
Ricky
of
Gervais is certainly not.
Right. There's a bunch of millionaires giving other millionaires and billionaires some golden statues.
Like, it's insane. That's why I don't watch it. That's why I don't watch it.
It's the height of pomp and circumstance, right?
Yeah.
But
it's ridiculous.
It's not the fact that they're giving them. It's not the fact that they're awarding each other statues is the reason why I watch. I watch because I want to know what Hollywood thinks is the best movie.
Right.
And I want to know, and the politics and stuff behind it I find interesting, and I'm just curious who Hollywood thinks is the best. I don't know.
Well,
to see where my tastes lie with the rest of Hollywood, as if it matters.
No, it doesn't. You're just a poor person. Knock it off.
Yeah, I don't have a golden statue. The only golden statues I have chocolate on the inside of them.
Look at this Oscar. Yeah, look, I'm super happy for everything, everywhere, all at once. I really am. Incidentally, like, my wife had not seen the movie, and we were traveling this past week, and it was on the plane, right? Like, it was an option on the plane, and I was like, listen, this is likely going to win Best Picture. You should watch it. I was like, it's super fucking weird, but it's very artful. I think you're really going to dig it, right? My wife is an artist, and so we're sitting next to each other, and we're both watching it, and like, we were like, I guess we were like 20. Our first flight was like pretty short, so like we got like maybe 30 minutes into it, and then like we had to change planes, and she was like, I said, so what do you think so far? She was like, this is a really fucking weird movie, but I'm enjoying it. And then our second flight, she finished watching it, and we were not sitting next to each other, right? She was in a different aisle, and she texted me because we had like Wi-Fi. She texted me, she goes, yeah, this goddamn movie has me over here crying in the middle of this Delta flight. I was like, I told you it's fucking good. She was like, it was great. She loved it. She thought it was absolutely great. So yeah, look, I really enjoyed it the second time, even more, right? It was awesome. So
I've seen that movie maybe 3 times.
Yeah.
And when my wife finally said, when it got nominated, because I was really looking forward to it, and I was like, yo, I really enjoyed this movie. You should watch it. Yeah, it looks cheesy, right? And then it got nominated. And then she's like, oh, maybe we should watch the yeah, have you heard of this? Do you want to watch this Asian superhero movie? And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Shang-Chi?
With the Asian woman. Right. I'm like, she's like, well, no, with the Asian woman. I'm like, huh? And then she showed it. She was like, she couldn't even remember the fucking name. And I was like, oh yeah, I saw that movie. I asked you if you wanted to go, and you said no. It looks cheesy. Oh, well, I want to watch it now. Okay, all right. And she watched it. She watched it. She said she liked it. But I think part of that, is because she's like, she loves me, and she knows that I like the movie. So she's just like, yeah, I liked it.
It's good.
Yeah, I think she just tolerated it. And you know what I tolerated? House Party. So
I mean, pretty much the same type of movie. equally as well done.
Right on the same level.
That's right. Incidentally, I appreciate that the Oscars didn't give Best Picture to The Fabelmans because of my outward hatred for Steven Spielberg movies. That's a joke, but yeah, no, I'm taking personal umbrage with Steven Spielberg. Also, I want to see women talking. I don't like women talking, but I want to see the movie. So I hear it's very good. And I also want to watch All Quiet on the Western Front, but I need like 3 hours to be able to watch.
Yeah, I don't have 3 hours to kill.
Yeah. But that's on Netflix. So eventually I will get around to that. All right, let's jump into more topics. Quentin Tarantino readies his 10th and final movie. And it's called The Movie Critic, incidentally. I don't believe him. I don't believe.
I was about to say, do you think he's?
No.
Do you think he's gonna do? I don't think he can. I don't think he can. He
can't walk away, and he can't walk away.
He loves movies too much.
He does. He does. Look, I remember when Steven Soderbergh said this. I'm no longer doing movies. I was like, that's not true. And guess what? It wasn't true. I think maybe he takes some time off. I mean, he takes a decent amount of time off between films anyway. I mean, but he writes everything himself. I think I have not. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is the only Tarantino movie I have not watched. And I need to watch it. I would argue that for me, he has gone 9 for 9. There's not a single Tarantino movie that I don't think is great. I love them all. So, yeah, I can't think of a single one that I have a problem with.
I'd have to rewatch Jackie Brown. I don't remember much of it. But I think that's the latter.
I think that's the only one he didn't write, if I recall.
But yeah, I know everybody. I know, we're not supposed to like Quentin Tarantino as black people because the word nigger is said a lot in his movies.
Right.
By white people, including him.
Yes.
And while I am not a huge fan of it, these movies are good, guys. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think these movies are good. I think they're interesting. I really do enjoy the vast majority of them, particularly some of the later ones. I think Hateful Eight is great.
Dude, Hateful Eight is so good. Holy shit. By the way, let me make an addendum to what I said. It wasn't that he did a screenplay. He did do the screenplay for Jackie Brown. Jackie Brown is the only thing that's not an original idea. It's based on a 1992 novel called Rum Punch. So anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, Reservoir Dogs, great. Pulp Fiction affected, it was one of those seminal movies.
Yeah, it affected Hollywood in major ways.
Right. Jackie Brown, I don't remember much of it, so I must not have liked it as much. Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2, I feel like you got to watch those together. because Kill Bill Volume 1 is like all action and Kill Bill Volume 2 is all character work.
Yeah.
But you can't release, a 3.5 hour movie, at least at that time. But I feel like if you watch those two together, they're good. Death Proof, I don't really.
I don't count. It's funny. I don't count those. I don't because it's not really a feature. I enjoyed it, but I don't really count it as his feature length films.
Yeah, and I don't think it's counted as part of his 10. Inglourious Bastards. I mean, that movie introduced the world to Christoph Waltz.
Yep.
And who don't like killing Nazis, man? Django Unchained. Again, who don't like killing bigots, man? The Hateful Eight, I think, is my favorite. And I haven't seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I'll see that before I got time. But The Hateful Eight, I think, is my favorite. I love that movie.
Yo, that's I remember seeing that in theaters by myself, where it was like the extra special edition, like 70 millimeter version with the intermission and everything. And I was just like, this movie is so fucking good. I was actually maybe one of the rare people during the intermission. I was slightly mad, even though I had to go to the bathroom. Like, I just wanted to get back to the movie. I was so engrossed in the fucking story. I was like, just go. Like, hurry up. Like, I'm tired of waiting. Just go. I loved The Hateful Eight. I thought it was so fucking good. It's a great whodunit. I mean, the amount of character work in that movie. I mean, and it was just brutal as fuck. Like, it was just fun. It was just fun. For me, Reservoir Dogs is a fucking classic. Pulp Fiction's a classic. Jackie Brown's the one I haven't seen the most. I think I've only seen Jackie Brown maybe twice. But I would like to go back and watch it. I enjoyed it. Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2. Kill Bill Volume 1 was in my top 3 movies of all time. It probably is in my top 5 at this point. I don't really count Death Proof. It's fine. It doesn't bother me. I think it's a pretty fun thing to watch. Inglourious Bastards I loved. My only issue with that is that they should have gotten Bill Goldberg to play the Bear Jew. It made no sense to have that other dude in it. Eli Roth. Django Unchained I loved. Hateful Eight I loved. And again, I haven't seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So, but yeah, man, I just don't believe him that this is it. I don't believe him. I don't believe it. Oh, and he also wrote Bad Romance, which was great. No, I don't believe him. I think his ego is too big. And I think his love for movies is too big. I think you could see him take 10 years off, maybe even like 15 years off and be like, one last ride. But there is no way this last movie is it for him. And he loves films too much. He does. I don't see it. But we'll see. Hasbro's subsidiary eOne is being sought after by Fremantle, Lionsgate, and Legendary to be bought off. So eOne, I did not realize was a subsidiary of Hasbro. That's fucking weird. But the article goes on to say we hear there's also 1 or 2 additional bids from private equity players. That means it's losing money. Hasbro previously sold eOne's music business for $385 million in 2021. So Hasbro must be bleeding money, is my guess.
Is that why all their fucking toys are like garbage? $25 to $30 now?
Probably.
Like they're not garbage, but they're losing money because they're fucking these fucking things shouldn't be fucking $27.
Yeah, that's
like
insane.
It's a big they must be losing money, man. Because
I mean, if a private equity firm, 2 of them are looking to buy it, that means it's really that means it's it must be bleeding, and they're probably trying to like reposition it or something like that to sell it off for parts. But okay. Look, their film and television stuff is doing okay. They're getting ready to release Dungeons and Dragons, which is getting some pretty positive feedback. So we'll see. Next up, James Gunn verifies that he is in fact directing Superman Legacy, writing and directing. Yay. Okay, thank God. I'm more than okay with this.
Look, I can't tell you how happy I am to hear this. Because this guy gets what I think Superman should be.
Yep.
And while I respect the fact that, like, yeah, people are gonna have different takes on Superman, and you could deconstruct Superman, but like, let's have him constructed first before we decide to deconstruct him. And you know, I don't know, man. I think right now the world kind of needs it. You know what I mean? Like everyone needs something that they can just kind of, like, the original marketing for the Christopher Reeves Superman was, you will believe a man could fly.
Yeah. And
I don't know, man. It just, I still listen to that theme to this day. Like, it's had such a just a profound effect. You know what I mean?
It's iconic. Like, it's just
it is, man. It's a piece of music that's intrinsically linked to a character.
Not many characters can say that.
Right. Not many. And not even like Batman has
Batman, like that's the only one, dude. It is, which is ridiculous.
Like, it's Superman, it's Darth Vader, it's you know, Spider-Man, and that's about it.
Yo, like,
off the top of my head.
I mean, that is if I can give James Gunn any level of advice. Right. Okay. That sounds insane to say out loud. But people are doing it on the internet every day. Let me tell you, very, very talented writer director. You got to use John Williams' score. You have to. And it would, seeing Gunn's work and seeing his, you know, his love of classic stuff, I cannot imagine a scenario where he would not use that music. I just cannot imagine, oh, let's do our own. No, dude. It was already perfected. Like, you can call it cheesy music or whatever. It is iconic. When you see that fucking guy fly by, like, just imagine in, was it 2023? Just imagine in like a year and a half when that trailer comes out. You remember the trailer for the first Iron Man movie, and it showed all those like moments. You're like, oh shit, there's Iron Man or whatever, and it was like in the older suits. And then they had that moment where they just showed the skyline, and you just fucking see him go by, and you're like, holy shit, is that like a comic accurate Iron Man? And then it zoomed in, and it was like, oh my god, it looks fucking great. Imagine that moment with that music, like, and you just be like. And it's just like 2025. You're like, yeah, I'm going to see it. Like, fuck you, dude. I'm going to go see it. Because that's all you need. Just that moment of seeing that guy, seeing that actor in that suit with that music played at the exact right moment. Yeah. I mean, if there is a single moment that I knew that there was a problem with Justice League, it was when they played a demented version of that when Clark comes back to life. I was like, that is deeply offensive to what this character is. You basically shit on all of what that character has become in pop culture to subvert that theme music to make it like that. I was like, no, that was what you should have been aiming to get to, not saying this is the bad version of the theme. That sucked. Right.
I would have been fine. I'm still kind of okay with Man of Steel. I think it was a good jumping off point. I think it was a good place for Superman to become the Superman that we know him to be.
Right.
But everything else happened. And look, James Gunn seems to get it. And his Twitter, I guess, statement, through different tweets, talks about how he lost his dad and
his dad's birthday on the same
day.
Yeah,
it comes out on his dad's birthday, and he's, just hearing him talk about stuff like this, it invokes images of what I think Superman would be about. Superman is that hopeful. He's the one character that always does the right thing no matter what. Yep. And quite frankly, WB should be ashamed that they let Disney make that character Captain America to the world. The world sees. Yeah, I mean, come on, yo.
That's crazy.
I just, it's wild. It's wild.
By the way, you check that date, July 11th, 2025. Arguably, it's 4th of July weekend, right? Because you don't want to do it on 4th of July because people are like, oh, fucking getting hamburgers and shit. I'm not going to go to the movies. I'm hanging out with my family. But they basically, this is the confidence they have in how important this movie is, right? To drop a Superman movie basically on 4th of July weekend.
Yeah.
All right, man. I think they can pull it off. And I think what I'm hoping is people don't do what people often do, which is they take what has happened in DC in the past and they just put it on top of this and don't let this movie exist on its own. Let it exist on its own. See what he can do, right? They did it with the Batman too. Oh, it's going to be like the rest of the DC stuff. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. Yeah. Let that movie be its own thing. This is not going to be a part of the Snyderverse or whatever. Let them, give them a chance. If they're going to reboot it, and people have been begging for them to reboot it and do their thing, then let them really do it. That means as an audience, we have to be open to letting them try, right? You can't just shit on the movie a year and a half before it comes out. Let them try, right? Let them try.
Wait for a trailer to come out before you start shitting on the movie. Right. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's fine. If you don't like the trailer, you don't like the trailer. That's okay. Right. There's plenty of times we judge movies on trailers. That's kind of our job.
We about to do it now.
We're about to do it now. Right, exactly. So, but I am excited for this. All right, so let's go through what the fuck and then quickly, and then we'll go into trailers. What the fuck brought to you by JTD from the Edit That Out podcast.
This place holds a yearly festival in which the man with the biggest belly is honored and celebrated. To prepare for this big event, the men go on a grueling 6-month fattening journey. He should have gave this to you.
No, he shouldn't have.
Obesity and big bellies are usually seen as banes of modern life that not only have a negative impact on health, but are also considered generally inaesthetic. However,
Agreed.
in a remote area, big bellies in men are considered impressive and even attractive. Where is this? Where is this?
Where are people who don't know anything about science? Russia?
A tribe of agriculturalists and cattle herders celebrate their love of big bellies. There you go. During a yearly festival in which the man with the biggest belly is crowned Fat Man of the Year and earns the respect of the entire tribe for life, which might not be that long. But in order to earn the honor, the men must go on a fattening diet of cow's milk or yogurt, raw blood, and honey for several months before the festival. This is in Ethiopia, by the way. The Bodhi tribe. Wow. And there are pictures. There are pictures of...
they certainly are.
These big dudes.
Nah, yo. Now, this is not a good look. I mean, this one dude like laying down, like he's not doing well.
I mean,
oh fuck! Too much cow's blood. Like, good Lord. The men abstain from almost any physical activities. Yeah, I can see that. Spending their time in their huts being fed by the women. I'm good.
This is what Black American men want, right? This is what Black American men want. They be fat.
Yeah. These are the dudes on Twitter who like reject modernity. Go overseas, get your passport, go overseas. All right, this way y'all going? All right, go ahead. So y'all had to do no physical labor. You sit on your ass and just eat cow's milk.
Being get all blood on shit.
Yeah, you're being force fed like a fucking goose for foie gras. Like, this is a terrible idea. Nah, man, I don't want any parts of this. I think this is really dangerous, and we shouldn't do this. This is awful.
Yeah, we shouldn't do it. My I don't know if you can see on the video, folks, but my body is I fell off the wagon, so to speak, and my body decided to give me a little reminder to not go on an ice cream eating binge like a fat slob, and I did, and I got a pimple because of it.
Good.
So
Good. You deserve it.
Watch what you eat, and don't participate in a fat man contest, for God's sakes.
Yeah, no, this is not a. I mean, I guess when food is scarce, having the ability to eat this much is seen as
eat it all. To eat it all,
yeah.
Like, don't eat it. Give it to other people.
Yeah.
All right.
It's not my thing.
I respect the culture.
Yeah, I respect the culture.
But I will respect it from afar.
Yeah, I'm going the other way. I'm trying to get this. I'm not trying to get a 6-pack. Fuck that. That's ridiculous. I'm 42.
No, that's a lot of work.
I'm almost 43 years old. Like, no.
Yeah.
Nah. I'm just trying. Yeah, like 6-pack, nigga. Can I get a 1-pack? Like,
right. We get one of them true classic shirts. We need a sponsor. We need one of them true classic sponsorships.
It hooks you in the right places, but not right in your belly. Like, yeah, we got it, True Classic. We got it. Stop sending me ads. Like, go fuck yourself. Hey, look at this fat guy trying to pretend like he's fucking jacked. Like, and you're not. You're not. And it's all right. It's all right. Look, we all go through it, man. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But those shirts are the push-up bras of they're the Spanx of men's time. Knock it off. I saw like a titties. Yeah, I saw an Instagram ad. This guy was like, I wear this t-shirt. It's the most comfortable t-shirt. I was like, nigga, those are Spanx. Like, they were straight up. It was like, this is Spanx for men, It's like, no, I don't need that. I'm in shape, but like, why are you lying to people? He's like, it makes my chest look good. I'm like, yeah, because it's pushing them up. Spanx, dude. The Spanx. Like, knock it off. And look, it's fine if that's what you want to wear. I just found it funny that he was trying to just act like it was a regular shirt. Like, it's not. My story, married woman elopes with another man. Husband retaliates by marrying her lover's wife. Gotcha.
Brazzers. That sounds like some fucking incest shit.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts. They say real life is stranger than fiction, and this bizarre love square proves it. This guy and his wife tied the knot in 2009 and had 4 children together. At one point, the guy learned that his wife was having an affair with another man. And despite his attempts to have cut ties with her lover, she ended up eloping with the guy last year and later marrying him. So the original guy turned to the elders of his village to hold a special assembly and to resolve the matter. But his ex and her lover declined to attempt being at this thing. So he was like, all right, cool, bet. I'm gonna marry your lover's wife. Like, fuck out of here. Like, scoop her ass up. That's a wild move. Where is this taking place?
Where do people marry? I have no idea.
I mean, this sounds quite like an arranged situation, if you will.
Oh, well, okay. Well, India. Then.
Yeah, that is right. Yeah, that's. I mean, the standard comment is this a love marriage or is this an arranged marriage?
That's so sad. Yeah.
I mean, it is. You know, culturally, it's weird from our perspective, no doubt. But
I got to remember, like,
it works for a lot of people, though. Like,
yeah,
it works for a lot of people. So I don't, because I didn't grow up in that culture. I can't say like it would work for me. But look, sometimes you're an ugly dude, and you might hit the jackpot. I don't know. I know a dude who's definitely in an arranged marriage. Trust me, he won. There ain't no way. No. Oh, I went overseas and I met this girl and like we were married after like a couple weeks. All right, okay. How much was the dowry? Okay, buddy, like knock it off. I can see what you look like and I can see what she looked like. I'll send you a picture. This shit is wild. So yeah, this is in fact India. All right. Trails this week. The first one is Ghosted. This is the Anna de Armas and Chris Evans action comedy for Apple TV. What do you think of this?
So I saw this and I'm like, oh, my wife would love this. And I might be able to sit through it, right? So yeah. I was like, hey, babe, have you seen? And she heard me playing it. And she was like, is that movie with Chris Evans? Because I follow him on Instagram. I'm like, all right. I don't need you to know. I don't need you to tell me that you're looking at pictures of this handsome man on Instagram and shit.
Of course.
While I do the same thing on the other side. Never mind.
Yeah. It's different from me. I have to.
It's different. I'm expected to do that because I'm a dirty man. And I was like, oh, she'll probably really dig this. The first words out of her mouth, yeah, this looks too cheesy for me. My jaw hit the floor.
This looks like the exact type of bullshit you would watch.
Right. And I couldn't believe it. And you know what's funny? She was all for the romantic part. And as soon as the action came in, the stuff that I'm interested in,
right?
She's just like, nah, I don't want to watch it.
I'm good.
I was but this is why they designed this movie. This is why they made this movie like this, so that
this is for you,
right? It's a romantic comedy that you trick your boyfriend into go seeing. You trick your meathead boyfriend into going to see this.
Yeah.
But it actually stars women.
Like, surprise. Nah. Like, knock it off. I think this looks pretty good. I'm not mad at this. It looks it's on Apple TV. I'll check it out.
Yeah, it doesn't cost me anything. So exactly. I'll watch it. And she's talking all that shit. She'll watch it. She gonna watch it. And she gonna be into it.
Yep, I can see that. What was the next one? Beef? Is that the next one? I'm a Virgo.
I'm a Virgo. So I had never heard of this. I watched this before we started, and I was like, "What the heck?" And I was like, "Yo, this looks ridiculous. This looks like a Boots Riley movie because this looks ridiculous." And from Boots Riley. Oh, okay. If this was a movie, I would check it out. But because it's a series, you sent me that. Jay sent me that picture, folks, and I
was 100%
that dude
correct.
won. That dude won.
That's all I'm saying. Like never in normal life would you be able to score a woman who looks like that. I'm sorry.
No, not at all.
I'm
a Virgo. Look, I would have watched a movie If this was a movie, I would watch it. I'm not committing to I don't know if I'm committing this kind of time for us to watch a series.
Here's the thing. Are they 30-minute episodes? That's going to make a big difference. If they're hour-long episodes, I'll watch the first episode. Here's my thing. I think Boots Riley is actually an interesting and talented director. I hated his first movie because it felt like a cop-out to me, and it was a bait and switch. I don't mind the absurd points of it. Like, they're ridiculous, but that's kind of the idea of it. But I don't like bait and switch movies. I don't like that you presented a film that was about race and code switching and everything else, and in the movie you drop that idea very quickly to make it about like socialism. And I was like, okay, that's annoying. Just make a socialism movie and tell me that that's what it's about. That's okay. I might have still watched it, but I didn't like the fact that you just completely bait and switched your audience. And the movie was fine. But I think he has real talent. I Am Virgo looks interesting, right? This idea of, it's also starring that one guy, I can't remember his name.
Jarrell or something like that.
Yeah. Who is an excellent young actor. The problem or the premise here is that he is a giant, right? Like, he's this huge kid, right? And he lives in a normal world. And so what I assume the point is that him just being himself is the problem in society, right? Which is a code for him being black, right? And I'm fine with that. Stick to that then. Don't try to make it something else, because that is clearly, and look, maybe I'll see a second trailer and maybe it's like, oh, okay, wow, it's not about that. But I think I'm smart enough to figure this one out. It doesn't seem that difficult to understand what the subtext here is. Stick to that subtext and don't try to make it about something political. And I don't think being black is necessarily existing is a political issue. I mean, yes, I get it. But just stick to that issue. I would like to see you deal with that and not try to, like, hey, by the way, corporations are making a lot of money. I don't like, those are two different things. Like, and it's weird that you tried to make it the main topic of your last movie when it's clearly not how it was presented. Now, maybe it's not your fault you don't cut the trailers. I don't know. But that shit really pissed me off. And it soured me on that movie a lot. Also, the horse people was like really weird. But I don't mind absurdity. Like that it's a form of art, a form of art. So I don't mind it. Just stick to the topic at hand. And last but certainly not least, the trailer for Beef. This looks really good. This is starring Stephen Ewan and Amy Wong.
Ali
Wong. Yeah, this looks fun. It's a road race. It's Asian changing lanes, but a little bit deeper, not just Samuel L. Jackson and Ben Affleck screaming at each other for 2 hours. But a little bit of that, what was it, that Russell Crowe movie?
Yeah, Unhinged or whatever.
Unhinged, right? So yeah, like they basically have a car accident or some sort of road rage incident, and then they just start fucking with each other's personal lives. I like the demented nature of that. Like, that looks kind of fun.
Yeah, I like both of these actors, and it looks good. Also,
Yeah.
like, you just don't see like this. Like, here's a show starring two Asian American people, right?
Right.
Like, normally, if you turn on Netflix, you see a bunch of Asian people, you probably got subtitles on because it's something that they bought from like Korea.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad that they're kind of taking a chance on that. I don't even know if it's taking a chance, but it looks good. And look, I'm a fan of Ali Wong. I like Ali Wong. I like her comedy.
Yes.
So yeah, we'll see. I think this comes out like in April.
Well, it's interesting, right? Because this is a TV series. Again, I'm really hoping these are not. It's a comedy drama, so it's probably 30 to 40 minutes. I'm okay with that. I am interested to see, like, okay, she didn't create it, and I wanted to see if she was like a part of the writing team or anything like that, but it doesn't appear that she is. But we'll see. We'll see. Lee Sung-jin is the creator of the series. I assume that is not the professional archer Lee Sung-jin. I'm trying to see what else. Okay, he's worked on the show Dave, or is that the movie Dave? I don't know. So yeah, he hasn't done much. No, he hasn't done much. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I think it looks pretty fun. So
yeah,
can't wait. All right. Any parting words before we get out of here?
Yes. So what is today? Today is the 16th. It's 3/16. It's Steve Austin Day. 3/16.
That's right.
This is coming out on 3/17. So I want all of you to listening to go to our Discord. Where can they find our Discord? The nerdpocalypse.com/fans.
That's right.
Go to nerdpocalypse.com/fans and join our Discord. And on Saturday and Sunday, my brother and my cousin, Jay and Terrence, respectively, are having birthdays. On Saturday, Jay is turning 43 years old. So wish him a very happy birthday on our Discord. And on Sunday, Terrence is turning 67 years old. So go to our Discord and wish him a happy birthday. And that would do that for me. That would be a personal favor from me.
Thank you.
To wish those two gentlemen a happy birthday.
Thank you. 67 years old. He's not that young. Out of here. That's funny. It's accurate. We always say Terrence was born in a different generation. You know? Like he really was. You know? He was born in our parents' generation. It's fucking wild. And he's younger than us. All right, that is it for us. We will see you guys next week.
See ya.